Good morning, everyone. Oops, I should show the screen here. Welcome to our presentation this morning. Again, in this morning at our local time. And Tammy and I love presenting the opportunity of God Backup because it is such a great venture to share with the world. So stick around till the end here, folks, because I'm going to show you exactly how I'm organized. We're going to show you a little bit of how to install the software, very brief little segments, keeping in mind we have many trainings available for you to take part of in the event that you want to get started, which, a matter of fact, tomorrow we're going to be talking about the money. So, Bakshi, welcome. Great to see you here. And MC from Texas, great to see you here. Jim from New Brunswick, Canada, welcome, Jim. Great to see you here. And we have Angel here from Dallas. Welcome, welcome. And as you guys are joining in here today, we want to welcome you to our presentation platform. So, Tammy, let's begin with how did we get introduced to God Backup?
Yeah, first of all, I would just want to say welcome to everybody. Happy Friday. It's always nice Friday. Everybody's ready for the nice weekend. I know it's gorgeous here. And yeah, so Chris and I have known the owner of the Got Backup project for many, many years, 20 plus years. We're going to kind of share that throughout the presentation, how we learned about the Got Backup project. And yeah, so when we saw it, exactly what you're going to see today, we said, oh my gosh, we have to be part of this. It's all about timing in every era. And obviously it's about digital storage, backup solutions. And so we jumped on board. That was 2 years, a couple months now, Chris.
Yeah.
And we haven't looked back. We're building a global business at the comfort of our own home, which is totally awesome. And everybody is using data storage anyway, so it's really a no-brainer to be part of this. The value that Joel gives everybody is unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it in all of our years in the network marketing space. Chris, maybe you can tell them we've been in the industry for what, 25, 27 years now in network marketing.
Yes, certainly. And the fact here, folks, is, as Tammy stated, we've been full time in this industry for many, many years because it is so lucrative once you understand the model and how you can really grow this. And the fact is, God Backup is touching into an industry that is a growing industry. And that's what we want to share with you here today. The cloud storage is absolutely massive. It's inexpensive when you deal with units, but when you're looking at the profit with momentum, the income potential is going to be in the trillions of dollars. So God Backup is part of this growth financially. And it's the reason why we chose to be part of this venture, because we have made some friends from all over the world. We know that today, inflation due to tariffs and everything else and cost of living that's kind of leading from the pandemic days, and people are having a hard time because the cost of living has exponentially increased, where the income has not necessarily increased, where people often has lost their jobs or they've lost part of their investments. But let me tell you something here, folks. Keeping in mind of all of this, there's always opportunity. When there's a change, there's two sides to a change. There's the upside and the downside. And the key is to see where the upside is. And this is exactly what we want to share with you here today. We saw an opportunity where you can empower families with a global opportunity, massive growth, turning dreams into reality. And by the way, there's a new presentation that we're working on here that's coming very soon here, folks. But in light of what we're seeing here, you can see on the far left the father kind of showing off the set of keys. They bought this brand new home. Maybe this is something you would like to do for your family. Maybe you'd like to travel where you want to travel, not where you can afford traveling. It's not a nice concept. What about adding new family members? We understand today, as I stated, with the cost of living, people are wondering, can we afford having 2 or 3 or 4 children? The question, it shouldn't be can we afford, is do we want to? And what if that would be your situation where you don't need to make a choice based on your financial situation because there's no issue with your financial situation? Another aspect that's important is investments. This is something Tammy and I are looking into right now. We're very focused on our nest egg and how can we make this grow And so we can live a complete passive income without worrying about anything, because we've always been self-employed. We don't have government pensions and we don't have inheritance. So everything is based on what we've produced. So what if we can create another stream of income for you? And that's exactly what we want to talk to you about.
Yeah, actually, we've been doing that for quite a while, Chris. I know recently you're kind of doing different things in that world, but yeah, investing is so important. Don't spend all your money. You have to invest, and that's absolutely key. And you know what? When you add another income stream, and you can take that income stream and turn it into passive, that is totally awesome. And it's worth the time that you take to add on another income stream, because I know most people work full time, but our goal is really to help people that are wanting to get ahead in life. That was Chris and I, honestly. Back in the day when we were just, Chris was he was in the government at one point. He had a traditional business. I come from a traditional business, and we wanted to have a better life. We wanted to have more, and opportunity came to us through the network marketing channel, allowed us to be at home, allowed us to make more money than we could imagine, and to be able to invest portions of that. And that's our goal with all of you today, is to help you get there.
I totally agree. And a little bit about the backup behind the company here, folks. It begins in 1997. And by the way, I just want to welcome here, let's see here, Agatha from Cape Coast, Ghana. Great to see you here. And Justina, great to see you here. Great afternoon. And folks, Max, GotBackup started in 1997 in Gatineau, Quebec. And the fact here is, I remember Joel telling me, because way back when I met him in the year 2003, 2, and so forth, I was using one of his services. Joel's been in business for a long time. And I was I needed a website. I needed a website a server to host my website. Long story short, I started using his service for about 6 months to a year. And then he's telling me, hey, Chris, we've reached the maximum capacity where we currently are located right now. We need to move into an area, companies like Adobe and Toyota and Microsoft and Google, where there's an enormous amount of bandwidth that can accept so many customers. And that's why they moved from Canada to Texas in a 10,000 square feet data center. It was just an empty building that they turned into a data center, folks. And Tammy and I were there a few months ago and had a great time with the owner, Joel, and his wife, Eve, and Mike. And so the point here, folks, is instead of me sharing this in details, let me share with you a quick little video that will show you a little bit of what's going on behind the scene when it comes to the server that you're buying into with the wonderful service of GotBackup. Let's check this out together.
Hey guys, welcome to the corporate office of GotBackup. Now everybody wants to know, are we super secure? And how do we offer such an amazing service at such a low price? So this is in our tech room. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take you on a tour of our server room to show you just how secure it is, and we welcome you into the family. So let's go over to the server room. So the first thing I wanna explain to you guys is that we're fully PCI compliant. For physical PCI compliance, what does that mean? It means we're allowed to physically store credit cards in our data center because we're uber secure. So we've passed all the tests for that, and we're legally allowed to store credit cards and your storage. So one of the first requirements for PCI compliance is you have to have 2 coded doors before you get into your server room. We also, as a company, like to have fun, so we call it Area 51. So anyway, I'm gonna code this door with my back here so you guys can't see what the code is. Come in this way. This is a simple inventory room, guys. We build servers here and so forth. And then our second coded door is over here, okay? And so we have a coded door here as well to get into the server room. So here we are in the server room, guys. This is where all the magic happens. So a couple of things people ask. Joel, how secure is my data, and could you ever lose our data? So as an example, let's come here. It's impossible to lose your data, and here's why. If you look at this storage array, and we have, hundreds of storage arrays in here, there's 14 hard drives across this storage array. 4 of these hard drives could fail, which statistically never happens, but let's say it did. 4 of these hard drives need to fail before we start to lose some data. But guess what? We're not going to lose any data because this is striped to here. This whole rack of hard drives here is copied here. Just the same here. All these hard drives here are copied here. So there's not a single point of failure relative to your data. There's also no single point of failure in the server room. As an example, there's A power and B power. Every server is plugged into A power. Every server is plugged into B power. Also, relative to cooling of this room, if you come over here, you'll see we have 1, 2, 3, 4 air conditioners in this server room. So the air is never going to be a problem. The other thing as well is we're very, very efficient. If you look up at the ceiling, let's come back over here, you'll see vents up there, and the cold air is strategically placed in front of the servers here, so it sucks in all the cold air, and it goes over into the hot aisle behind this wall here. So very, very efficient server room as well. And finally, if God forbid there was ever a fire in this room, we have here what's called a fire suppression system. What this system does, it's just a bunch of electronics behind here, but we can open it up, okay, is if God forbid there was a fire, and in 25 years there's never been a fire, but it will snuff out all the oxygen in this room. If there's no oxygen, then the fire goes out, right? So we don't use water to destroy the equipment. So that's the basics of the server room. Super, super secure and super redundant relative to your data. So the other aspect to security is we use the exact same security as Amazon, as Google, as all the big players, Microsoft. It's patented security, it's military grade, 256-bit encryption security. So your stuff is very secure. So let's come out of the server room for now.
So just want to kind of share with you a little bit of a segment. It's a longer video that you can actually access from your back office. So back to the presentation here, folks. There are global trends that is important to keep in mind. If you want to make money, folks, and you want to stay current, you know, a great book you can go find is Who Moved My Cheese? It's a wonderful book that talks about people that tends to be stuck in a certain way and without evolving, without changing, without modifying. Well, the fact here, folks, it's important that you follow trends, and we want to talk to you about two major trends that are here for the long term here, folks. So let's start with the very first one, Tammy. Talk about the smartphone devices.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, that's the reason why we really looked at this, is the fact that it's a huge trend. And everybody has devices, no matter where you go in the world. I mean, we've traveled in many, many markets, developing markets, and they all have devices. So, and what are people doing? They're filling up their devices with pictures, with videos, creating memories, documents, all kinds of stuff that they're doing to fill their devices up very, very fast.
I totally agree, Tammy. And numbers don't lie, folks. Mm-hmm. I know that's a bit of an older slide, but I want you to see the change that occurred from 2011 to 2023, from 6% global traffic, global mobile traffic, to 60%. Now, folks, it's only getting better. If you look in the size of cloud storage, now we're talking about the financial aspect associated with these cloud storage devices here, folks. The fact is, in 2022, it was $90 billion in revenue. In 2030, they're predicting close to $500 billion. I think it'll be more than that. I actually think it'll be $750 billion because everything is on the cloud. Once it's on the cloud, you can access your precious data from any devices. You could be in a hotel lobby computer and access your cloud and access anything you want that's been backed up from your computers, from your cell phones, from everything. So this is huge, extremely convenient, and very, very easy to access. Let's talk about our cell phone addiction.
Honestly, we use our devices for absolutely everything. When you're shopping, a lot of people, they don't take the time to go shopping in the malls today. They're shopping online. They're using their cell phones, and they're using, their tabs to do their purchases, whether it's a grocery store or wherever, but we're always using our devices, especially people who are entrepreneurial. I mean, that's part of being in business. We don't have to, commute to go to an office to work a job. we work from our devices. So yes, it's such a popular thing.
I totally agree, Tammy. And the fact is, because of this addiction of taking pictures and utilizing and whatever, what's happening is the data loss concerns is growing. I mean, it's amazing that 45% of cell phone users have accidentally damaged their cell phones and lost their data or lost their data. 5700 screener cracked every hour, laptop, cell phone stolen every 43 seconds. And these numbers are a bit old. I think it's a lot worse right now because a lot more people are very active with phone devices and online services and so forth. So here's another one. In fact, my mom was just telling me, hey, son, I know you're into this cloud storage business, and I just reached a maximum, and I don't want to pay X amount of dollars for just that. And I realized that you guys are offering 3 times the amount. Can you set me up, son? That's my mom, who's 83 years old. So the fact here, folks, is there's no limit, right? The potential is massive. So Tammy, let's talk about that.
Yeah, a lot of people are getting these messages, and that's why it's such an easy conversation to do business, because people are frustrated. People don't want to pay more. They want more value, right? So that's why stay with this session, because you want to hear the value of what's available. And so these are really competitors, but they're not competitors because we have so much of an advantage over them. And we have a business opportunity that allows people to tell other people to make money, which is trend number 2.
Exactly. Not what's it's exactly perfect. I mean, it leads us to trend number 2 is make extra money. And this is the point here, folks. We're in a blue ocean. There's a book written called The Blue Ocean and Red Ocean. Read this book. It's really educational on, if you want to get involved in a business, get involved in a business where nobody's into yet. And that's the point here. The cloud service, folks, there's other people involved, other companies involved, no question there, but that are paying you an income opportunity to share this information with others that people need anyway. Folks, it's a no-brainer. 42% of Americans have side businesses. 62% of Gen Z, these are my children. They don't want to stay and go in a cubicle and work like we've done when we grew up. They want to be self-employed, work from home, travel the world. As a matter of fact, my daughter traveled for, I think it was around 6 months, all over the world, in Asia, in Australia, in the Philippines, and she's Canadian, and she did that for 6 months. Of course, she put some money aside, but she was also earning while she was traveling. Is not awesome? This is what we talk about here. What about the rest of the world? So you can leverage from these global trends with GotBackup. That's what we want to talk about here. And by the way, welcome Solomon from Ghana. Great to see you here. So Tammy, let's introduce the world to what we have here as a product.
Yeah, we need a drum roll for this one. Oh my gosh, 6 terabytes. This blew my mind. 6 terabytes of data storage. And on your account, you can create 5 additional accounts of sharing your data space with your family. They don't have to live in the same household, unlimited devices, all of that for, actually it's $9.97 a month. So $10 a month, let's just round it off, $10 a month. And it offers you a home-based opportunity that pays you to tell other people who are looking for this value. So it's absolutely amazing. I get excited when I talk about it because I know all families need this.
I totally agree. And, if you look at the main competitors, the big 3, iCloud, Dropbox, Google Drive, they all have wonderful features, folks. But again, none of them will pay you. But not only that, they offer 2 terabytes for the same price that we offer 6 terabytes. That is just 3 times the amount of space. For most people around the world, they will never need another cloud storage because it is more than enough. You can completely transfer your phone pictures and videos on the cloud. And from there, you can keep the basic package from iCloud just to save your cell phone data, basic services in the event that you want to buy a new phone. You just want to restore your settings. Just use a basic service. But when it comes to the heavy stuff, which is videos and pictures and so forth, everything goes in GotBackup, right? And GotBackup becomes a portal. So it's really, and I'll show you a little app that we install to connect your phone to your cloud automatically. Here are your packages here, folks. We're just shy of $100. Shy of $100. That's a year, not a month, a year. That is probably one of the least the expensive business opportunity that exists on the planet right now to earn an income that could be quite substantial. Not $100 a month, $100 a year. Folks, we highly recommend for you to pick this package, not the monthly. The monthly, you have to deal with monthly charges every time. This is once a year. It's an auto ship that occurs once a year. 6 terabytes, unlimited devices, and everything is on the cloud. And then you're using the app or the computer app to access your data, right? And you can just log into your cloud just by going to gbucloud.com. And that's it. I'll show you in a minute. It's so simple. So Tammy, let's summarize what we have here.
Yeah. So you get 6 terabytes of storage. It's $9.97 a month. And that includes up to 6 accounts. As I mentioned, you can decide how much storage you want to give per person, which is great. You have control over that. And you saw the video earlier that talks about, where everything's being stored, the security. And you can see there that it's a 30-day money-back guarantee as well. So I don't know anybody who's going to set this up, which is an easy setup because Chris is going to show you, and want to go back to an old system that you have to pay more. It just doesn't make any sense. So the retention rate is really good here.
And you know what's really cool is they pay you in US dollars through a portal similar to PayPal, but not PayPal. PayPal is expensive. It's called Pay Quicker, and you just deposit into your bank account. It is straightforward. So before we continue here, I want to show you a quick little video. There's 2 apps we installed. The first one is for your computer. I'm not going to show you that one. That's very simple, automated, everything else. And I'll show you where you can actually view these videos, once you become a member to install your stuff. But right now, I'm going to show you how to install that from your devices. It's going to show you for the Android device, but understand that it's exactly the same for the Apple device. Let's check this out together.
Hey everybody. This is a quick walkthrough of how to install your GotBackup app onto your mobile device. In this case, I'm using the Android Galaxy, but the process is the same also on an iPhone. So to download your app, there's 2 ways to do this. You can either come to the Play Store. On an iPhone, it's called just the App Store, and just search for GotBackup. And there it is. Or we could come to our members area and go to use this tool. And then you will see it here on your dashboard. So again, I'm using my Android device. So I'm going to go ahead and click this, and it's going to take me to my Google Play Store. If you're on an iPhone, it will take you to your App Store on your iPhone device. So I'm going to go ahead and install that. Awesome. I'm going to go ahead and open it. It's going to ask you to log into your account. Go ahead and allow all your notifications so it could let you know that everything's being uploaded properly, and go ahead and put in your unique ID. Once logged in, you will be asked to let GotBackup access your photos and videos on your mobile device. Select Allow. Without having to do anything, an Android upload folder was automatically created for me. Neat! If you are on an iPhone, the folder will be called iPhone Upload. Now, depending on how many photos and videos is on your device, your first backup might take some time. So it is highly recommended that your device is on a charger and is connected to Wi-Fi. It is a good idea to start your first backup in the evening and keep your GotBackup app open and let it back up overnight. One more thing I'd like to point out. If I tap on these 3 little lines on the top left corner and tap on Settings, you will see these 3 boxes under Monitor are automatically checked. Auto Upload will automatically upload all future photos and videos taken on your device to your GotBackup cloud. Camera Roll Upload will back up all existing photos and videos that are stored on your device to your GotBackup cloud. And Upload Only on Wi-Fi will only back up your data while connected to Wi-Fi. If you have an unlimited data plan, you can uncheck this. So if I come to my gallery, I'm going to have a slew of pictures from over the years. This is actually Joel's phone, so if I come to my albums, I have almost 1,400 pictures. Alright, so if I come to my app, come back to my menu and click Transfers, you're going to see all my pictures now are uploading. Since this might be a large upload at first and I have a low battery, it's highly recommended that you plug into a power source. So I'm going to do that right now. All right, now that's finished. We can now see that our Android upload has all been categorized by what year these photos were taken. These were taken in 2021. And this was just recently. So that's pretty much it. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward.
So you can probably agree with me here, folks. It's a very straightforward process. And by the way, welcome, Isaac, and great to see you here. Craft making tips, great to see you guys here. And at the end of the day, folks, right now, we're going to shift into what Tammy and I talked about with the opportunity. This is the only cloud storage that pays you. Making money with GotBackup is absolutely awesome. Tammy, let's begin with the 3 ways on how we get paid on the 7 ways.
Yeah, and you can see here it's highlighted. And that's really the foundation of building a business. And so we're going to just jump right into it. The other one are extra bonuses, but the number 1 is a customer acquisition bonus, CAB for short. And that's when somebody wants to become a member. And if they become a member, you can see here the different percentages, but if somebody decides they want to join at the monthly rate of $9.97, that you get 200% up front. And that's the company's way of saying thanks for introducing, let's say, John to the business. And if they decide, if John decides to come in and he wants to pay yearly, which is great because he's saving a couple months of payments. So everything's about value, especially in today's market. And you're going to get 50% up front, which is massive, you know, making $50 every time you introduce somebody to the company. And 25% on all VIP packages, anything that the company rolls out in the future, it's going to be 25%. And then you can see on the bottom part, that's building a customer base only. That's people who don't want to earn any income. They just want to be a customer and benefit from the product, the 6 terabytes. They get 25%, you get 25% ongoing if you bring in customers. So we're going to create a couple really simple examples. Let's, round it off, 20 people. Let's say you have 20 people and all of them want to do monthly, but keep in mind that if they do yearly, it's $50 times 20. Okay, so if they do monthly, it's $20 because you get 200% times 20 people. That's $400 in commission, and you're never limited to the amount of people that you can bring in. So just bring many people in. I mean, the timing is absolutely now. And you can see the customer base is 25%. And that is an ongoing thing. So if you round off to a $10 item, it's $2.50 times 20 people. That's $50 ongoing for customers.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. And this is paid in US dollars here, folks. $50 a pop every time you introduce someone that pays for the year. Folks, this is very good. That's 50% of the income GotBackup receives that it gives back to the person on month 1 as they are enrolling. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to you on the back end. And by the way, tomorrow morning, Tammy and I are going to talk about what are the areas you need to focus on to really grow your income with GotBackup. So the cycle earnings, before we understand how this works, I think it's important to understand the concept of the 2-team tree. You see, when you sponsor people that you have 1,000 people individual or 2 or 3 or 10 or 15. I said 1,000 because some folks have brought in over 2,000 people. I'm not kidding. It's crazy. The point here is you can only sponsor them on one side or the other side. This is very powerful to create momentum every time someone new comes in and you see people coming underneath them if you're working with someone who's active. So what's going on in direct referral? I mean, there's someone above you sponsoring someone on the right side, which you happen to be on the path, just as the person that's direct on the right side who's benefiting the indirect person you don't know of. That's the power of the 2-team tree. So let me explain to you the cycle bonus and how it works. There's 2 tiers. There's tier 1 and tier 2. Now, tier 1, step 1 is you remain active. Okay, just like you're paying for your Netflix, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, whatever service you're using, right? The Apple TV. So the point here is you're paying your membership every single month. Okay, and you use a service. Number 1. Number 2 is you need to enroll 2 people. 1 person on your right side, 1 person on your left side. The reason why this concept is there, think of the 2 penny a day for 30 days. You end up in the millions of dollars. Do you understand? So the point here is the concept of 2 compounded every time someone comes in. It's very powerful. That's where the logic comes from. The step number 2. You bring 2 people, one on the left team, one on the right team. And number 3, it's what we call the cycle bonus. That's where it generates an income for you. When there's 6 members in your business, that could come from you bringing 6 people, or the person you brought in brought others that total to 6, or someone above you that happens to be building their team that happens to be underneath you also count. As long as the company sees that there's a ratio of 4 to 2, that means there's 4 person on one side and 2 on the other, you generate a cycle bonus. A cycle bonus, how much is it worth? Well, it varies from month to month. The point that's important to understand here is tier 1 and tier 2 will depend on your rank. And I'll come back to that in a minute on a slide that will show you that. But tier 2 is 3 times the amount of tier 1 for the same amount of work that you've done. That's when you want to be a tier 2, right? So remember the level platinum, and I'll come back to that in a minute. So my question to you as you're watching is, how many cycles you want? So you just, the people in your business, just calculate a ratio of 4 to 2. That will calculate your cycles. The third one, this is even better, because that you fall into a role of leadership here. It's called cycle match. When you see these amounts here from $1,000 up to $20,000, here's how it works. When you become a Sapphire, and again, I'll share with you exactly what you need to do in a minute. When you're a Sapphire, now you start earning 25% from the cycle value that every single person you brought in. If you brought in 2 people, well, you will earn 25% from what they earn in their cycles. If you brought in 100 people, 2,000 people, you understand what I'm saying? The potential is massive. So you can earn up to $1,000 for each individual based on how much they grow their organization. Now, this can go up to $20,000 for every single person you bring in. I'm not saying you're going to make that, folks. What I'm saying is that's the ladder of possibilities. Think of Dropbox, who has 700 million users around the world. Think about that. This is absolutely massive, thinking that we just need a little tweezer of that amount, and then we're going to create a lot of millionaires in GotBackup, right? So we have a lot of excitement going on. And the other bonuses, folks, are very simple. There are 4 different bonuses that kicks in as you move up in rank. Generation bonus, think about, when sometimes I have this big side on one side and the other side, well, you get 2.5% on every single $10. May not seem like a lot for one, but when there's tens of thousands, you can see that this is massive. Number 5 is just bigger. It's the same thing, but deeper in your organization. And rank pools, when you reach these rank, you get a bonus just for maintaining those ranks. And of course, the next is the leadership bonus. So Tammy, let's summarize. What do people need to do to create the system here to earn the income?
Yeah. And you can see it says simple system. It really is that simple. So the moment you sign up, your first goal is to get your first 2. And Chris showed you the 2-team structure. So you bring one on the left and one on the right. And then you go and do that again. That's number 3. Get 2 more people, left, right, and just duplicate that within your organization. Teach them the same thing. It's that simple. And the simpler you keep things, especially for people who are in today's world, everybody's so busy. The simpler you keep it, the more people can duplicate this. And that's the key. And it's $20. That's an annual fee. Which is so inexpensive. I mean, we come from traditional business. So yeah, to be in business, $20 a year, that's awesome. And then it's $9.97. You choose monthly or you choose yearly. We highlighted yearly because most people actually come in yearly because they save a couple months of payments. And, people want that set and forget kind of thing. You're okay for 12 months and then you pay again a year later. So it's awesome.
It gets over just $8 a month, folks. It's really we're in 161 countries around the world right now. Bangladesh was the most recent one, and remember, there's 195 countries around the world. I may be off by one, but my point here, folks, is we're eventually going to be in every single market in the world. And recognition, folks, is so important. Babies cry for it, adults die for it, and this is what I want to talk to you about so you understand the ranks in the system. It's really simple. You become a bronze when you sponsor 1 person. You become a copper when you do what Tammy shared with you, right? 1% on the left, 1% on your right. That's what you want to duplicate. This is the building block to build a sustainable business. You create coppers. What I mean by that, someone comes in, they get their 2, 1 left, 1 on the right. You become a silver when someone in your team that you're sponsored or from someone you sponsored becomes a copper. Boom, you become a silver. You become a gold when you sponsored 5 people. And out of that 3, it may not be the one you sponsored, but it comes from one of them, became coppers. That's spreading 1% left, 1% to the right. And there's 25 people on your team. Now you're a gold. So now you're starting to earn 1, 2, 3, and now you're earning 4. As a platinum, do you recall when I talk about tier 1 and tier 2, and I still remember the word platinum? Well, when you become a platinum, you are in tier 2. So you're earning 3 times the amount that you did when you first started with the exact same business that you've just created. So you see how amazing that is? And the Sapphire, so what's happening now is, by the way, as a platinum, what's happening is that you're sponsored 10 people. And these 10 people will qualify you for Sapphire and also Emerald, right? Platinum, Sapphire, Emerald, 10 people. But out of that, the difference from the Platinum and the Sapphire is a Sapphire, there's 5 people now that qualify for Copper. Do you understand? Platinum, it was 4. Sapphire is 5. Folks, that's 5 people that brought 2 people. That's not a lot of work, right? But there's a total of 50 people on your team where Platinum was 40. And now you're starting to earn all the perks of the wonderful comp plan out there. And as you move up to Emerald, Ruby, and Diamond, these percentage increase for you. You get a bigger piece of the pie based on the fact that you're moving up in levels. And it's not that hard to do, folks. Absolutely amazing. Let's talk about a support before we end, Tammy.
Yeah, so you get personalized referral link, you have personalized landing page, you have an email marketing system that's built in free. It's built into your back office. It's absolutely amazing for you to be able to stay connected with all of the contacts that you have interested, the people who are already in. So it's a phenomenal system. And you have marketing tools. You have regular online presentations. Chris and I do the company online presentation Wednesday night, and we do one on our channel here every Friday. And there's leaders that are doing presentations, many languages around the world that you can plug into as well. Team trainings, everything's there for you to succeed at the end of the day.
That's an understatement. And tomorrow, folks, we're going to be talking about how to maximize your income. We got backup. You don't want to miss that. But folks, this is a product that everyone needs in a business that everyone can afford. If someone sends you a link or someone sends you an email with an affiliate link in there and you click on that link to come here to view this presentation, just go to GotBackupLive.com and just go and enroll. The person that invited you will basically get compensated for telling you about it, but what's really cool is the same thing will happen to you, and all the tools are included. So let me show you exactly how this works, and it's really, really, really simple. Let's check this out. This is my back office when you sign up. All your options on the left side over here. I just want to focus on this option and this option. So if I click on use this tool, that's very important. You can see here that I'm using 65% of my 6 terabytes. I actually bought an extra terabyte because I'm a bit of a data hogger. I have multiple computers. I do video editing and everything else. So I fill that up very quickly. So that's the reason why I have 7 terabytes instead of 6. But I'm using 65%. And I have a gauger that tells me what's going on. If I need a bit more, I can buy some more if I need to. See how simple that is? But these are the 2 buttons you want to focus on. These are the videos you can watch on how to install it. If you've never done that, watch the videos first because it's really simple. That's for Windows operating system. This is for Mac. As simple as that. These here, the video you saw earlier in our presentation, these are the buttons that, these are the videos over here, these buttons here that will show you exactly the same video you saw earlier in the presentation. And when you click on these buttons, obviously you would want to do that from your cell phone device or your tablet device. The point here is it will take you to the Google Play Store or the Apple Store. Okay, so you don't even have to log in to get that. Just go to your Apple Store, for example, and just search for GotBackup, install it, and once your account's created, the login credential you did when you created your account will be simply added on there. If you want to add, we say we can have up to 6 members, including yourself. That's 5 more members. You add here and you determine how many you want. If I click on auto login over here, it's going to send me to my cloud. That's my cloud. Right? So if I go back here, these are my 3 computers. That's a PC. These 2 are Macs. This one is in Florida. It's been off since May because we left in July 1st, June 1st. And from there, this is the computer I'm talking you through right now. This one here, you can see it has 2 terabytes and you can see it's pretty full. So I need to clean that up a little bit. But my point here is you'll see these boxes based on how many computers you install. And the thing here, folks, is you're only going to see these instruction buttons to show you exactly how to restore your data from the cloud. But there's something that's coming in very soon is this button here, show files. When you click on that, it basically show my computer. If I double click, this is my computer. These are all my files at the root directory. Really awesome. Let's move on to your phone devices. Okay, so this is my iPhone that's been installed here. So if I click on that, you can see here 2025, 2024, and all the other years. That's a 12-month calendar month. So from January to December, all my pictures and videos are here. If I go back to 2025, now we're in August, right? Any one of you who's been following Tammy and I as we present, it started with January and then February and so forth. So absolutely amazing. You can see it from January here to August. It's all there. All my files, all my pictures are here. And the last thing I want to share with you in the collaborate and share, these are showing you everything that's in your cloud at the root directory. So you can actually drag and drop files from your local drive right into this window, and boom, the transfer takes place immediately. Absolutely amazing. And of course, you don't even have to log in for this. You just type in GBU Cloud and it just goes there. It's not asking me for my password because I've already logged in a while back. Okay. Now, from there, I want to focus on this one here, reseller tools. All these tools are included for your $10 a month, folks. So you click on that here, which would be this over here. You go into reseller tools. It takes you right here. These are funnels that are already prepared for you. All you need to do the moment you sign up, within 5 minutes, you start promoting your links. That's a bit of an older one. This one over here is someone wants to sign up right away. These ones over here, if you're doing Facebook ads or Google ads or whatever it is. And these one here, let's say someone says, I'm not sure. Well, why don't you try it for free for 7 days? That's the business opportunity with the product. That's just the product itself if you want to focus just on the product. And you just send them the link. That would be your ID. These two here are the most recent ones where you just, again, send these funnels. And when people put their name and their email, they end up into an email campaign that you have completely set for you, which, by the way, you can access from here. So we're not doing a training here today. We just want to demo what's available for you. So, folks, at the end of the day, we have an amazing opportunity here for you to take part of. So if you're ready to start, go to GotBackupLive.com. And if you're not, you didn't come in from an affiliate link that someone sent to you, just tell the person, let's say, I saw the presentation. I want to make money now. I want to back up my stuff. How do I go about it? They'll send you the links and boom, you just get started right away on the spot. So, folks, listen, we want to thank you for joining us here today for the Friday morning presentation. We certainly appreciate you. We're Friday morning from our time zone. Some of you might be afternoon or later on, or maybe even evening. We thank you for being here and appreciate your feedback and comment. And we look forward to see you every single Friday. Tomorrow morning, Tammy and I are doing a company training. It's going to be, again, a compensation plan to explain to you how to maximize your income. Any last word, Tammy, as we end?
Yeah, if you're evaluating it for the first time, just jump in. That's what Chris and I did. We saw the value of the timing and learn as you go. And it's really, really simple. That's what I love about this company is everything's so simple and affordable.
That's it. Let's keep things really simple, folks, and let's make some money together, and let's live the life that we meant to live and not the life that we have to live based on financial limitations. So have yourself a great rest of your Friday, or have a nice weekend. Hopefully we'll see you on Saturday so we can show you how to maximize your income. And bye for now.
Have a great weekend.